All right, welcome to the channel. I'm John X Army. I'm up here high in the mountains in a beautiful little village. I apologize if you can hear traffic going by, but I wanted to share this amazing location with you of the mountains as a backdrop. Now, the first thing I want to talk about today, I think at this point we know what they're using this virus for. They're using it to crash the economy and enact medical martial law. Expect to see forced vaccines soon. They've got everyone out of school and work, which means most likely they're going to tell parents, children, employees that to come back to work, they're going to have their COVID-19 vaccine, which is on the way. If you didn't know, trials with the vaccine have already started in Seattle. Now, before we go over the news for today, there's a couple things I'd like to tell you. I have a Patreon who works at a hospital in Louisiana. He has spoken with me privately and confirmed that there's about 10 patients in critical condition at his hospital. 9 of those 10 are on ventilators, breathing machines, in coma-like states. I also have another Patreon who's close friends with an RN who says even some of their doctors are now in critical condition at her hospital with the COVID-19 virus. And the reason they came and spoke to me privately is because I hadn't seen or known anyone yet who actually had it. I was questioning if the virus was even real. So the first-hand accounts of people we actually know, they're starting to come in. Expect to see more of those in the days ahead. Now, one of the first stories I want to talk about is a lot of you guys have seen these YouTubers who are pro-gun, which I am also, going into gun stores and showing lines out the door, rifle racks completely empty, everything bought out except for a few pistols, a few rifles. And also today's headlines, gun background checks double in Colorado amid coronavirus crisis. Now, I'd say this is a good thing. The more Americans that are armed, the better. Because if we're armed, if we can defend ourselves and fight back, it will be that much harder for a tyrannical government to take over and take away our freedoms and liberties. But we need to make sure that we don't turn those guns on each other. They need to be used to defend the innocent. It is a little scary. Major cities, guns have sold out everywhere. It means everybody's armed. And if shit does hit the fan, it's probably going to get scary really quick. If you can get away from the city, rent an Airbnb, rent a vacation cabin, do whatever you got to do. Get away from the city because we don't know what's going to happen. At this point, it seems like they're throwing everything they have at us. Yesterday, a 6.5 magnitude earthquake in Utah, a 6.5 magnitude earthquake in Indonesia, and then the next article, major storm to bring tornadoes, damaging winds, flash flooding, and blizzard-like conditions across the U.S. You guys, they are hitting us with everything they have right now. Viruses, geoengineering, fear, panic, stock market collapse, and they've even closed the trading floor at this point. Now, the next thing we need to worry about, I mentioned this the other day. I mentioned farmers being cut off from a specific fertilizer that comes from China. Now, in today's news, they're saying COVID-19 threatens food supply chain as farms worry about workers falling ill. And it shows some migrants harvesting. It looks to be fruit here. I think that's the next thing they're going to do. They're trying to stop all supply chains. You need to have as much food, as much non-perishable food as possible. Canned goods, cornmeal, grits, oatmeal, beans, rice. You need to get all that you can get and be prepared to go a season with no food. We're going to be feeling the effects of this for a long time to come. There's also rumors that within the next 48 hours, they're going to lock down the country completely, put a shelter-in-place order across the whole U.S. Now, at this time, that's just rumors from supposed National Guard troops who have been activated and deployed here domestically. We'll let this vehicle go by before we continue. Next story that caught my attention. Some U.S. troops complain social distancing quarantines are not being applied correctly. They're saying that people need to stay further apart. It showed a nice little thumbnail of a soldier taking somebody's temperature through their car. Now, I've been in the military, and I can't imagine soldiers complaining that people aren't keeping the social distancing rules like they should be. To me, I don't believe this. It's more propaganda. Another important story. Risk of getting COVID-19 could be linked to certain blood types, you guys. Coronavirus study suggests. This information's coming from China. They're saying that A blood types are more susceptible to the virus and O blood types are more resistant to the virus. That's pretty much all the information they have at this time. And it's from the mainstream media, so who knows if it's even true. And that's the mind state you need to have also. Don't believe anything you see or hear. Next, I reported on this story yesterday. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu is now tracking its citizens' cellular data to help prevent the spread of coronavirus, see where their citizens are going in real time so that they can quarantine better. I told you guys, expect that to come to the U.S. next. And today's article, Trump administration wants to use Americans' location data to track coronavirus. And the Trump administration is talking with Google and Facebook about how to best do that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, they've been using our cell phone data against us for a long time, and they're going to ramp it up at this point. If you're carrying a cell phone, if you're on social media, your location, your information, it's not private. I had someone comment on the Benjamin Netanyahu story say that on their cell phone, all their accounts are fake, so they don't care anyway. Well, let me tell you something. Your accounts may be fake, but they're still tracking your location. Do you understand? We're either going to have to get rid of all these cell phones and electronics they have given us, or we're just going to accept their one world government control structure that they're putting in place where we have no privacy. It's at the point where you need to decide, what do you want? Freedom and privacy or their technology? And it's their technology. Don't ever be deceived. It's their technology. Do you understand? That technology is going to be used to herd you like cattle, inoculate you, vaccinate you, and control you. They're already doing it secretly. You guys, those are all the stories I have to go over. I'm actually pretty sad that this fog rolled in, but I'm really high up in the mountains. I'm glad you at least got to see the view here at the very beginning. The next thing you and your family need to talk about is, are you going to take the vaccine? When they come knock at the door and they want to take your temperature and they give you the choice to get vaccinated or go to a FEMA camp, what are you going to do? You need to think about that. You really need to think about that. Because if all you guys take the vaccines, if all you guys submit, our freedom is gone forever. Do you understand that? This is it. Call it a test, call it the big event. This is it. I talked to a personal friend on the phone last night who told me, well, they haven't declared martial law. Let me tell you something. It's medical martial law, and it's more strict than regular martial law. They have declared martial law. Do you understand? There's National Guard on our streets taking people's temperature. I love you guys very much. I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're prepared. Please give this video a thumbs up and share on social media. If you can get away from the city, do it. Do it. I think we all know something big is about to happen. What? I don't know. But something big, something major is about to happen. John X Army signing out from the belly of the beast.